Hello everybody and welcome to the Kick It With Kelly podcast, where I, California, chat to Wellington and New Zealand locals and legends to get to know more about our incredible community. And if you would like to support the podcast, give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Kick It With Kelly Pod. And you can also donate, because whilst this podcast is free, it's sadly not free to create, and we'd love to keep this going. So you can donate at buymeacoffee.com/California. If you're watching at YouTube, the link is popping up on the screen now. Wow, glam. Anyway, cool, now that that's done, it's time to meet our guest today. It's the they-them that loves to glow, whether that's because they're UV or they've lit themselves on fire. It's Neon Lux.
Howdy.
Slow.
Little old me?
Oh.
Wow.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to your living room.
Yeah, thanks. It looks so similar to yours.
It's like an alternate dimension. Similar, but not quite the same.
We are the have you watched Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah.
We are the Wanda in that. The one with the kids. And, and you're the original Wanda.
I'm slightly crazy.
Yeah.
That's
and
fair.
we're like the ones who are just trying to get on with our lives. Anyway, hap's it going? What's going on?
You know, just a normal day to day with me, really.
Mm.
Nothing's happening, really. Smooth, subtle, nothing happened.
Love that for you. And so you've not been up to much today? Because it's your day, your days off from your wild work schedule.
I love my 4 on 4 off. Yep, this is my second day off of my 4-day weekend, which sounds really glamorous in theory, but then you're like, wow, you have to work night shift.
How long is your shift?
12 hours?
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
I work an average of 48 hours a week.
Right, because I was like, wait, 4 on 4 off, that doesn't sound bad. If it's 12 hours, then that's pretty rough.
So it's shift work, so sadly you're like, wow, that sounds great, until you do it, and you're like, wow, you don't sleep.
Yeah, fair.
Wait, I have a caffeine addiction like no one you would ever expect.
Honestly, fair enough. I think you'd need one, especially with your work schedule and then drag at the same time.
Oh, the drag has sadly taken a bit of a kick from with the adjusting to the work schedule. It's unfortunate, but sadly I do have to prioritize the day job first.
That's fair. I'm doing the same at the moment. It's fine though. It's fine. We got to do what we do.
The good work-life balance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to finally have that.
I haven't had it for a while, and I was working in hospo before. Working for what I do now is very much a bit of a shift, considering I was only working 20 hours prior a week. Wow. Yeah, that's why I left hospo.
Yeah, you needed
poor. I was so poor.
Yeah, you need to live. Cosy lives. Cosy lives. Gonna get you.
Oh god.
Well, those of you who don't know, Neon lives directly above me, which means you think we see each other all the time, but we do not. We see each other real rarely.
Wildly, never.
Yeah. I
think it's like once every 6 months, and then like in a short period of time, be like, yeah, we'll see each other every couple of weeks, and then another 6 months will pass.
Yeah. Or if we see each other, it's when we have a fire alarm.
And we're just sitting out on the street.
It's like 2 a.m.
Did you burn your toast too?
Yeah. Was it you? And just expecting one of our houses to be up in flames. But
did you blow a candle out and your fire alarm went off too? No, just me?
Honestly, I mean, you would be the one who would be more susceptible to do that.
Look, you do a candle performance 3 times, and all of a sudden it's a thing.
Isn't that like your profile picture or something, or it was for a while?
It was for an extent, quite a while, and then I realised that I've had it for 3 years. We should probably change it. So it's different. Nice.
And I've got a real random question here, because I was like, before we get into drag, let's talk about other stuff that you put on the filled out on the form. How's being vegan? How's that?
Look, just because I said dietary requirements in the form, you know what? It comes with its ups and downs. The ups is that I don't get aggressive stomach pains from having dairy. The downs is vegan food isn't super convenient. So I'm always that one person. It's like bringing a celiac to a party.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, they're really fun to be around until you try and feed them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think because me and Kaya we went grocery shopping yesterday, and I was gonna buy some plattery shit, and then I was looking at stuff and I was like, oh, this could be fun, and then Kaya was like, oh, but Neon's vegan. I was like, oh. I was like, what about this? And then Carl's like, oh, I can't have this. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the two of us together.
Yeah.
Nah, just can't feed us.
So yeah, our board games night is a BYO snacks because I couldn't.
Honestly, that's very fair. I'll probably just eat prior.
Yeah, fair enough. I think I'll do the same.
It's how I normally go to every dinner.
Yeah.
Is people are like, bring your own food, and you're like, look, I'm gonna eat just my food, so
Absolutely.
I'm gonna eat before I come.
Also, is it better if you do that as opposed to the person who doesn't know anything about being vegan goes and tries to buy vegan snacks and then just buying like the weirdest shit possible?
Kinda, because then it's normally things that you can't eat anyway.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues one time was like, oh, we're doing like a work dinner, works border all, and then I was like, oh, okay, what did you guys? We got roast chicken, and I was like, wow, and then he starts reading the bag of the chicken to see what I can eat.
Oh, for fuck, what?
And he was like, you know what, I'm starting to think you can't eat this. And I was like, really? I wonder why I can't eat the chicken.
Oh my god. That's so stupid, but also not surprised.
No, there are so many people who don't quite understand it, and it's not that hard. There are so many things that are like accidentally vegan.
Yeah.
That like, as an example, Oreos are vegan.
I've heard that, yeah.
And you're like, wow, why? That's just because they accidentally made it with soy. So the filling is just soy. It's like soy and then flavoured, but yeah.
Oh.
Except for things like the strawberry flavouring ones, yeah. Most of them are vegan.
Wild.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. I mean, it would be much worse. I was like, the biscuit is vegan. You have to scrape out the cream.
Oh, God. Disgusting.
Absolute waste of time.
Honestly. Well, you are my first drag guest in like a month. Like, I just been interviewing like non-drag people. So let's ask the hard-hitting questions. Who is Neon Lux? What are they about?
Hello, I am Neon Lux, and yes, these are the Chanel boots. You gone first.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Look, I'm earning more money now that I'm at a hospo.
Yeah.
But they're not Chanel boots. Don't be absolutely crazy. Who is Neon Lux? Oh, you know, they're just an extension of myself that wears slightly more colour. That being said, currently wearing black and white.
I was about to say.
Unintentionally only wears black and white outside of drag. But colour is really fun. Neon Lux is the chaos of myself that I put on in a stage sense. Whereas normally it's just I make jokes in a chaotic sense.
Yeah.
I'll make the chaotic jokes, but then I get to put it on stage. Like a Bop It number, where I just...
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna talk about that. I've got them in my notes. So you're right.
Oh, okay, good, I won't mention it. Who doesn't like setting themselves on fire and watching their drag mother go, oh god, side stage? I think that's really fun and quite worrisome, to be fair. I like to make people question themselves, and me as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's Neon.
I feel like that's a very...
Yeah, no, you did it. You encompass Neon.
Yeah.
We can end the podcast now.
I was so close to knocking over my water.
Oh, you said you weren't going to knock it over.
I didn't.
Wow.
Technically, I didn't.
Scandalore. Well, let's talk about your beginnings. The lights brightening on Neon. How did you start? Where did the name Neon come from?
Well, you see, it was going to be a pun name that I forgot, so let's just skip that part. Well, I mean, just going to skip it. I forgot it. And then I had the full-on conversation with Harley. Been friends with Harley for quite a long time. And then we had the conversation of pun names. Not everyone needs them.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs a pun name. And I was like, oh, I think you're onto something there. So I kind of agreed. So I was going through a system of what do I enjoy, what encompasses me, and came to science. And I couldn't do any... Yep.
What the fuck?
Came to science. Neon Lux's name came from the periodic table, where I was just literally going through scientific things, and I was like, I really enjoy chemistry, and like the really dumb bullshit that chemistry is. Went through the periodic table, and I was like, Neon sounds fun. And then Harley said, yeah, that's great. And then I was like, let's not do that. Disagreed for like a week.
Oh.
That's quite a shit name. And then I just kind of accepted it for a while.
That's hilarious. You could have been called like aluminium.
I could have been. I think beryllium was in there too.
Beryllium.
And then just chose not to go with that. But when we decided on Neon, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let Neon become a brand. I'm not gonna start becoming everything UV, everything bright colours. And then 5 years later, what have we done? Everything's bright, everything's UV, and now I have a show that is literally based around the goddamn theme of it.
I'm not even kidding. The next question I had for you, you can look at it. Do you regret the name Neon, which the expectation that you're always supposed to be glowing?
Well, you see, the name Neon really just brings, it's a counterbalance from the fact that I have such a dull personality.
I don't think that's true. You've definitely got an aluminium personality.
Thank you. Oh.
Well, okay, you touched on it briefly with your fucking performances, so let's talk about them. And I've got some notable ones written down, but before we get into them, how do you come up with them?
How? Well, you see, it's normally as a joke. A few of them, I was drunk.
Yeah.
And then a few of them, you're like, I drew a design, and I was like, this is really pretty. I should put this on my body. And then I did. And then I get told 3 hours before I'm performing it that I can't light myself on fire. So, sometimes you just have to, come up with things on the spot.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well done. Well, let's go through. Let's go through some. Okay, so first up I have here is your Twilight performance.
I'm so happy you brought this up.
Neon, do you wanna break it down for our listeners?
Hi. So approximately over a year ago, someone in the Wellington drag community known as Maria Richmond decided to produce a Mother's Day drag show. That's right, where everyone performed as different mother characters. Some people performed as Lois Griffin.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that performance is retired because it was so funny. And I chose to perform as Bella Swan, where is famous for being a mother in one film. But fuck, it's stupid. And I think it's so funny. Just taking a baby and throwing it on the ground is... I don't know how I came to it. I do have to give credit to Selena for giving me inspiration for the kicking of the loaf of bread, which was Renesmee, for context. As they have done that on, I think it was when they were part of the House of Sin and they went on tour down south.
Yeah.
Kicked a loaf of bread against a wall. And I was like, that's really funny. And it's been 4 years since you've done that. Let me steal that concept.
4 years and in Dunedin.
Yeah. So no one in Wellington saw it.
Exactly.
Downside, the performance wasn't celiac friendly.
Oh no.
Which I realised after I kicked the loaf of bread into the roof and locked eye contact with Willie Smackintosh, who is gluten-free.
Well, I mean, the bread didn't go into his mouth.
Fair, but it's in the atmosphere.
just
we don't know the people's sensitivity.
Bad.
Though I feel like I'm really happy they didn't go, you kicked a loaf of bread. No, they were like, you just kicked a child. Bella Swan.
Yeah, all I got out of that was you did Bella Swan and you kicked a baby. But you know what? That's all that it was.
Hey, it was a Mother's Day performance that I've never returned.
Yeah.
I know. I think it needs a resurgence.
I'm okay. Okay, next up.
Singular tear.
Next up, let's talk about your Bop It performance. Yeah, again, go for it. It's all your floor's yours.
Well, have you ever been that intoxicated on a Tuesday afternoon where you're like, you know what'd be really fucking funny? As if you mix the song Pump It by the Black Eyed Peas, but every time they say pump it, it's a bop it noise.
Never once.
Well, you see, I have. And I think it's one of the funniest things I've ever performed.
Oh my god.
Downside, last time I did perform it.
my favourite fucking time.
Last time I did perform it, I accidentally sent in a demo version where I did not mute half the track, and it was just multiple versions of Pump It, slightly out of a line. So it was just a fever dream of a performance where I'm like, why am I still performing this? Did I tell you that someone came up after the performance like, you know what you could do next time you perform that number? God. Probably not perform that number would have been a great suggestion. Honestly. No, they were like, no, put the bop it down.
Rude.
Like, that's the issue there, was that I'm holding the bop it.
As opposed to what? What were you supposed to be doing if you weren't holding it?
I don't know.
Dancing.
Yeah, just a dance number that you could not hear the words. Yeah. It was just...
I have the best video of that night.
Was it Curdy dancing?
Yeah, it's just 10 seconds of me sitting at the back of the bar, zooming in on you, and all you see... First up, you see Curdy dancing her heart out, not knowing what's going on. Then you see a crowd of straight people, confused as fuck, not knowing what's happening, and you just kind of doing the best you can, and then Bunny in the far corner just being like...
They were holding the microphone. They were going to be the best host going...
Yeah, they were ready to cut
it. We can cut it if you want. Finished the entire number, got off stage, had a break, and then came back on. Had to host it, though, the following set. Which is the very awkward thing of going from, here is some chaos, to, hello, I'm now holding a microphone. You may recognise me from such fever dreams that you just watched.
Yeah, honestly, it truly was the biggest fever dream. But honestly, yeah, I was full on, like, I was like yelling across the bar. I was like, Brody, what the fuck's going on with the track?
Brody's like, I don't know what's going on.
I was like, okay.
I could see Brody in the corner like,
yeah. I was like, what? And then I just like, okay, whatever. I just succumbed to it. And I was like, sure, this is it now.
I should have ended it. I think there was a point where like the track kept going and I was like, well, we're done.
I
wasn't
sure what was going to happen at the end. I thought, because obviously like they were like slightly off each other, I thought the track was going to end and then it was just going to keep on going, but it just kind of stopped.
I think I accidentally sent in an 8-minute one, which actually has like the monologue right at the end. Oh. So I hadn't pulled everything together.
Oh my god.
You know what? But you live and you learn. And you realise you probably shouldn't send in your track when you're sick and really have taken a lot of flu medicine.
Yeah, very fair. Very fair. But hey, got paid. Made that coin.
We made some coin.
Yeah, some coin. Some coin didn't get to us, but that's for another time. Let's talk about another performance. Your Drag Performer of the Year performance.
You mean that lovely performance where I accidentally laughed on stage and made deep eye contact with a lot of people inside stage? I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know that part because I was too busy stage managing. So what happened?
Well, you see, there was a lovely performance where I was like, you know what's really, really pretty? Burlesque. Gorgeous. Really hot to watch. Let's make it slightly fun and do all the reveals with Velcro. So I go on with a full suit that is everything is Velcro reveals. The Velcro noise in the track just to accentuate how stupid the number is. And then as I do the last one, which is a really slow, really, I think it's like a 30-second pant reveal, it got stuck and they got glued together. And I couldn't actually separate them. And so it's just me awkwardly on stage. It goes from like slightly sexy and funny to like me laughing hysterically as I'm trying to separate these these Velcro strips to the point that I just give up and I just kick them off my body. I just take the pant like under the top of the pants, take them off, kick them side stage, and then just kind of stand there laughing for a second and then continue going.
Oh my fucking god.
And that's how I won Best Wardrobe Malfunction at Wellington Drag Performer of the Year.
Oh yeah, we did those, didn't we?
Yeah. That's my only brag about that night.
Yeah,
I looked really pretty and I won that of all numbers.
Yeah, what a brag. And honestly, I remember because I was in charge of like getting all the tracks in, and when I listened to your track, I literally sent you a message being like, "Hey, just checking, is this correct?" Because it was just.
Yeah, it's a. The funniest part was, no, it wasn't the right one.
I know.
During tech rehearsals, I spin to the tech person, and I was like, "This is wrong. This is the wrong the wrong
What
mix."
I find hilarious is that only you could tell it was the wrong mix, because I was like, they just sound equally like.
No, it's because the one that I performed, I had like planned the cues, whereas so like the cue to the Velcro reveals. Like a fun little shirt tearaway. I was very proud of that shirt tearaway, actually. Very smooth. Whereas the other one just had Velcro noises thrown in there.
Yeah.
Wasn't good. Though that being said, the tech person did say, it's shit. I was like, yeah, it is.
Oh, Sound Bitch is so blunt. I love him. And one final performance of yours we'll talk about is one you've already touched base on, and one that we've already, we all know, and some people love, some people hate. Hate because of the anxiety it gives, is the outfit you have made of candles.
You mean that gorgeous fire number where I light myself on fire and make a safety hazard on the stage?
Yeah.
Both because I'm currently on fire, and two, because I keep stripping wax on the stage and multiple people have slipped on stage after me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that number.
Because you can't close because we have to set it up, so you always have to open, which means other people go on directly after you.
I know, it's really funny. My favourite performance of that one was when you were hosting it. I think it was...
Again, that's right in the notes. I was about to bring that up. But yeah, go for it.
Alright. Where I think it was Harley and Fettuccine were both lighting me on fire behind these curtains, and the bar itself was so full. Mm-hmm. And Kelly was wearing a really long robe when I was struggling to walk through the audience. And I'm just standing behind this curtain going... Hot wax dripping down my body, flames against my ears, could smell my hair, and we're like, Kelly, can you hurry up, please?
And I'm pretty sure it was just Harley who was literally just like yelled, like, start the show!
They were behind the curtain holding it closed, and then you were still making way to the stage. You're trying to run through this audience.
Yeah.
And Harley's like, hurry up!
Yeah. I was just like, oh my gosh, welcome back to the show. Hey, it's Neon Lux.
Opens curtains. Lights dim. Yeah. I'm on fire.
Yeah,
that number, I love it. Wouldn't do it again for a while. I think it needs a hiatus for a little bit. Just for a little bit.
I'm surprised that can still go. Like,
I have replaced the candles. I have to replace the candles every time.
Right.
Because it gets so hot that even the candles that we don't light, because we don't light them all.
Oh yeah, of course.
They still melt.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's fine. It's made of hot glue. So how I made it was I had like a dress form, covered it in baking paper.
Yeah.
So like I could remove it, and then it's just individual drips of hot glue.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm actually a lot smarter than I look.
Cool. Oh my god! So will you bring that back ever again? Do you think?
Probably not. I don't want to replace the candles.
Honestly, fucking fair.
They're really hard to find candles that fit now.
I mean, yeah, the number of times it's been like fucked up and everything.
Well, because every time I do it, I have to like break the candle out of it.
Yeah.
So there's like slowly building up this base of candle.
Yeah,
and hot gluing candle to candle is really hard.
I could only imagine.
They don't glue very well.
I don't feel like you're probably one of the first people to ever do that. So yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's a very niche thing to just...
I was going to say, I don't think the person who invented the candle was like, hey...
I don't know, the hot glue gun person's probably like, you know what would be a really good idea right now? Putting this on a candle.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were thinking. Oh my gosh, well there we go. That's your performances. And not only are you a seasoned drag performer, you're also a drag producer as well. How do you find producing?
Fine now. It was for an extended period of time. I found it very anxiety-inducing.
Fair.
Where when I first started, I was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm doing this wrong, and so I wasn't hosting. And now I'm at the point where I can produce the show, run the stage manage, or just be side stage, or also host it. Mm-hmm. Hosting. I'm such a chaotic host. I think it's really funny. Selena has referred to it as me edging an audience.
Ew.
Why? Well, you think, because it's all build up. It's all build up, and then I bring someone else on.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
That's bringing energy, whereas I just do jokes to the point that I'm edging them on.
Right, so you're setting them up and there's no punchline.
Absolutely.
Got you.
And then you just bring another performer on.
You are the worst clown.
I know. That's why I can't get into circus work. Worst clown. Why did you get no bookings?
I'm sure there's a niche for it, though. Bad clowns.
There's a niche for everything, really.
Yeah, truly. What's that rule? Rule something if it's...
43?
Yeah, rule 43. I don't know why that's completely different. I should have actually brought that up. That's something really weird.
I'm really worried where you're going with this.
I was trying to make
if you can think of it, there's a king for it?
Yeah, I was trying to make a general reference. Like, if you think about it, there's a niche for it, like,
no.
in the world. But no, maybe there's like a PG rule 34.
Wow.
43? What is it?
I just work here.
Oh my gosh. Well, you also have a great show called Envious, which is all about non-binary finery. How do you find that's going?
I love it. It's one of my favourite shows to produce.
Absolutely.
That and Harley-ween. Took that when Harley decided to abandon the city. Actually, I've taken that for a while. I took that when Gag decided to...
Oh, not Gag.
Dissolve. That's fine, is what it is. Wasn't really involved. I just kind of took the show. But no, Envious is fun.
Yeah.
It's such a fun performance, a fun show, fun cast of people to just circle through the non-binary community, of drag community.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kinda. But it's fun to like show off that talent because I feel like they're performing, but they're not performing in the setting that people know they're non-binary. They haven't got that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That presentation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So it's quite fun to make that space for that. And it's always the audiences that we've had. It's only been twice, but the audiences so far have been so warm and accepting, and we haven't had anyone have any issues except that one person. But there wasn't really an issue. It was just like they wouldn't shut up. But that's every show, really.
That's every show.
But yeah, I love producing shows like that. It feels so a little warm in my tummy.
Oh, that's gross. But no, I fully understand that. And Harley-ween, are you doing that this year as well?
We are doing Harley-ween. It's funny you say that. Expect a poster soon.
Ooh, is Harley coming down for it, or is this the first Harley-ween without Harley?
This is the first Harley-ween without Harley.
Aww.
Yeah. How are we gonna do it? You'll see. I don't know.
Oh, is Harley just gonna like green screen in?
I was thinking about it. You mean, I wouldn't say green screen, it's more so the really lovely Ivy projector.
A good wonky projector where half of it's on the wall, half of it's on the screen. Yep, absolutely.
When you can't quite pull down the slide and you're like, oh no, and it keeps sliding up mid-performance.
And the start menu's on the screen the entire time. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's also not full screen.
No, it's not full screen.
No, you can always see the wallpaper. And you're like, what's going on?
Absolutely. Love that. Well, I can't wait for that.
Just project them on top of me.
Yeah, honestly. And last but not least, what's in store for Neon for the future?
Who knows?
Ooh.
We kind of wing it as it goes. Hope for the best.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give yourself the expectations you can't live to. Just wing it. Do what you can do. Do what you can do.
Love that energy.
Yeah.
And you also have a show coming up, Turn It Neon.
I know, it's a really hard concept to get behind. I know. It's you see, the show, everything's neon. I'm really happy you're in context with this.
I'm not.
Oh, perfect.
I can't see shit.
I'm good, I'm out of focus. The entire video, I'm just out of focus. Fun fact, I have to give Foxy credit for that show. They were the one who came up with the concept of me producing it.
How come?
So you were the inspiration for me producing. I was like, I could do that. Won't be as good, but I could do it. And then I was talking to, I think it was Foxy at the time, and they're like, why don't you just produce a show where everything's UV? And I was like, my God, I think you've done it. Message Stephen that night.
Yeah.
Stephen, I know what I need to do.
So you're the reason why the bill for the lights go up every time this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also the reason now why we have to email everything to Stephen.
Oh no. What time of night were you messaging Stephen?
Oh, they're probably awake anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah, fair. I do the same, but I email. But it'll be like 1 a.m.
I do. So there's a couple of times where I'll like send a message and they'll reply by email. And I was like, yeah that's fair.
Oh my gosh. Well, we are nearing the end of our podcast. Can you believe?
It's gone so fast.
I know.
This is the fun part of the podcast where I get to ask you a question.
No, what? That's not the part of the podcast.
No, it is now. Well, you see, what's your favourite way of eating potatoes?
Oh god, you King Chloeing me. I don't know. I chop them up and fry them.
But fried how? Like, are you doing it on the stovetop or are you putting it in a deep fryer?
Put them in the oven.
That's baking.
Whatever, I don't care. They're cooking.
You need to be specific if you're describing potatoes. You see, there's a fine art of potato.
Did you plan this?
Yes.
No, it's just a question I've started asking in general because I think it's really funny. One of my friends asked me at work and I was like, I'm going to use that. And I do. Well, the other one was, if you were a geode, what sort of geode would you be?
Geodude.
Oh, you know what?
Thank you.
That makes sense.
Thank you.
That explains the headband.
Thank you. Geodude doesn't have a headband.
You know, but let's be honest, they probably would if
It's
they
a
could.
floating rock.
Yeah. It's all head. So much space for a headband. Really missing opportunities.
Anyway, we're nearing the end of our podcast. So what I like to do at the end of every podcast is I like to end it with a game. I'm trying to get through this because I don't want it to go too long. So what I've been doing with my guests is I've been coming up with basically tailored games for each guest now because I thought it'd be fun if we do that. And I swear to fucking God, y'all, can you shut up? I don't want this podcast to be as long as Polly's. So the game we're going to play is called Glow or No Glow. So basically what I'm going to do is, it's kind of similar to the game we played with Hysteria where it's like Tool or Cool or Tool. So basically I'm going to list items of an outfit that someone would wear for a drag performance. And you're going to tell me, if it was to glow, would it be cool or would it like suck?
Okay, first rule of glowing.
Yeah.
It's all going to be fun.
Is it?
It doesn't matter. Oh, now I'm really worried
sure?
what's on this list.
Well, no. It's just like, because you know, like sometimes you see something glow and it's like when it glows on stage, it just looks, the quality almost decreases.
Oh, that's fair. Like real cheap.
Yeah.
Like, why do you look like you're supposed to be working on the side of the road?
Like you just bought your shit from like fucking Look Sharp. From the neon
targeted.
belt system. For neon belts and stuff like that.
I've used those neon belts multiple times.
I'm sure you have.
They're very
Which is
comfortable.
why you'll be perfect at this game. Alright, so basically you just tell me if it's cool, if it sucks. When it's in UV.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, first up, wigs.
Ooh, depending on the wig. Because if it's really cheap,
Yeah.
if it looks real frizzy, then it kind of looks like shit. But if it's like sculpted and it had all like really clean and well brushed out, then it can be quite cool.
Good call. What about shoes?
Fun fact, did you know that UV shoes are really hard to come by and they're like a good colour? I have
yeah.
like a neon green one, but it's like a neon pastel green. And I'm like, what's a niche colour?
Yeah.
Who uses neon pastel green? Depending on outfit.
Yeah. Too.
So like, and if you can make it work for the full look,
Yeah.
then I can kind of make sense. Otherwise, sometimes they look like shit.
Very fair. What do you think about glowing the UV nails?
As someone who's done them many times before, I still think they look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time they ever work is if the entire outfit, the entire look is the same tone of UV.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas if it's like, why do you have this one slightly different colour?
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to get UV things, but it's also very difficult to get the same colour of UV.
Yeah, totally. That's so true. What
Also,
about...
fucking pink is hard to come by.
Is it really?
Yeah, neon pink is really like a weird colour. Neon orange and green and yellow.
There's so much neon
Easy.
orange for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
And then like pink and blue are the hardest to come by. Blue is kind of meh under UV anyway, but
Absolutely.
yeah.
Interesting. What about UV makeup?
If it's done well.
Yeah.
If it's done well, so cool.
Yeah.
But if it's a loose pigment, the second UV goes on that, you're like, wow.
It's so incredibly detailed.
Yep.
When the UV comes on.
The UV, yeah, you're like, I can see everything.
Yeah,
I can see
1000%.
all the little bit of fallout that's now on your cheek.
Yeah, it's so incredibly it's like you're literally looking through a magnifying glass on stage. Yeah.
There's no way you can hide it.
No, not at all.
That's why I like UV liners. Because it's like you can see the detail.
Yeah.
But it's to the point that it's the same detail you can already see, but it's just brighter.
Oh. That makes sense.
Watch me try and do UV liner, and it's like shit.
How about just an outfit?
Depends on the outfit. Depends how it's done.
Yeah. Are there any specific outfits that would suck?
It can look really cheap. If you look like you're working on the side of a road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless it's intentional, you look like shit.
Or like you go into like one of those raves where everyone's got like the neon tutus. I hate those.
Well, it's just a work do.
Yeah.
It's like a straight person's work do.
Absolutely.
And you're like, I'm just trying to look like I'm in the 80s, and you're like,
yeah.
stop.
They've got a high-vis vest and a tutu for some reason.
You're like, who put this outfit together?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Why is there a tie on the top of your head? Like, what's going on?
The tie on the head. They always have a fucking tie on the head. Why?
Well, you say, no one really knows. No one understands the straight person.
No.
They've actually had it the hardest.
I mean, if you look at those photos of those outfits, probably yes. You wouldn't tell what they've been through. How about accessories? We're talking about it, like the belts and the gloves and the headbands, the shit you find at like Look Sharp and stuff.
Oh, Look Sharp always look like shit. Yeah. Unless it's done, like, it's mixed with other things to style it well. Yeah. Because you can definitely make cheap things look good. As long as it's styled well.
Totally.
But if it's not, then you're like, what's the point?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, every time I wear those UV belts, I always loop 2 of the belts together to make it ridiculously long. Because I think that's really funny. But also, it looks infinitely better.
Yeah, fair.
Than just like one solid orange belt.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told you, I'm smarter than I look.
Yeah, there you go. Fashions. Here's a couple of like just random ones.
Oh, God.
It's a bit quirky.
Ooh.
UV underwear.
If it's a reveal, and that's the reveal, so like you're just like everything's a real covered, and then just bright UV underwear. I think it's really funny as a concept. Come to Turn It Neon to see what I'm performing.
Oh, good lord!
Now I have to try and source UV underwear.
Honestly. Last up, I don't think they're UV, but glow in the dark condoms. What's your thought?
They're really hard to find in the dark. No, I've never used
glow.
To be honest, well, UV glow in the dark. You still have to UV charge. So
what do you?
Yeah, so you know how you put things in the sun and then all of a sudden they work better in the dark.
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, because it's UV charging.
Oh,
but
you have to charge your condoms.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
I'd like to formally apologise. Oh, you know what? This might get demonetised.
Well, I'd love to be monetised in the first place, so I think we're safe for now. Yeah, I guess on that note, thanks, Neon.
What a great topic to end on.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you asked me.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I've never used them before. Let's just circle back.
Yeah.
Never used them. Wouldn't know.
Fair enough.
I think they're kind of stupid because, like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, why do you need that part to glow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you're already doing it in the dark, clearly you didn't want things to be seen.
And dicks are ugly.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you highlighting it?
Just like one part of you's in UV. What's going on?
Yeah. I was like, God, seeing that in like a mirror or something, it's like dark and all you see is this little like...
This became Star Wars real fast.
Ew.
Oh, talk about Rogue One. I'd like to formally apologise for the jokes that have come out of today.
Yeah, usually I have like time to like recover, but we're at the end of the podcast anyway, so I guess that's what we're ending it on. Cool. So we're gonna put our glow in the dark condoms away, and I want to say no. Stop. I want to say this? I want to say a thank you to Neon for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's been a real treat. Oh my god. Well, on a selfish note, Slay the World, my one-woman concert, is coming up in March. It is the last few days to get your early bird tickets. The early bird sales finish on the end of August. So get in quick. Eventfound.co.nz is where you can find them. Slay the World, California's drag concert. Again, thank you so much to Neon for joining. A nice little wholesome ending here we have now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but also I'm probably never welcome back to your house.
You're here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Door's locked.
Honestly.
It's going to be Kyle letting me in all over again. No.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, everyone. Kick It With Kelly comes out every Friday, available on wherever you listen to your podcast, and also now on YouTube. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye.